Why is giving your money away better than creating all these jobs?
I didn't say it was.
Yes,
They're both
did.
good. No, I didn't. But creating jobs is important. Why not do both?
Am I wrong in thinking that I'm happy if Bill Gates gives nothing to charity?
What are you beating on me about? You're just another. This is why people don't like newsmen. I'm a newsman too. I know your dirty tricks.
Yes, all right.
There's nothing more to say. Goodbye. I'm walking off the set.
Well, it is absolutely true that businessmen like Ted Turner do the right thing by not giving money to charity, says Yaron Brook of the Ayn Rand Institute. And this just contradicts people's thinking, so...
Well, look, somebody like Bill Gates, or any billionaire for that matter, how did they become a billionaire? They became a billionaire by creating a product or a great service that benefits everybody, and we know it benefits us because we pay for it. And we pay for it less than what it's worth to us. That's why we trade. We're getting more of a value than what we're giving up. So our lives are better off. Bill Gates has improved hundreds of millions of lives around the world. That's how he became a billionaire. He's touched every human being on this planet.
By giving us products that work better or things we wanted, but also by employing people. And that's charity that keeps on giving, because they keep working and keep supporting their families.
Sure, but that's not charity again. Another trade, right? You pay your employees, you get something in return, but the employee is better off, and you are better off. And it's not just his employees. What about all the companies that provided software based on the Microsoft platform? What about all the companies that created computers to run the software that Microsoft created? What about all the people that just use that software and as a consequence of that software have become more efficient and become more productive and been able to create better products and better services for all of us? And when you start thinking about the multiplier effect here, $50 billion for Bill Gates, I mean, that's nothing. You know, that's nothing as compared to the value he has added to the world. That is much greater than the value he'll ever add in any kind of charitable activity.
Well, let's argue that. I mean, he's spending billions,
Absolutely.
and he's applying his critical thinking skills to charity. He tried some ideas in education, like small high schools, and dumped it when it didn't work, finally actually taking measurements.
Yep.
And so, you know, could he have reinvested more money in Microsoft and helped more people? Probably. Well, I don't know.
Well, first, it's his money, so he can do whatever he wants with it, and he has a right to do whatever he wants with it. The issue is this. He gets moral credit not for all the jobs he created, for all the wealth he created, for taking care of himself. He gets no credit for that. Quite the contrary. Right? We sent the Justice Department to go after him. He's considered a greedy businessman. It's all negative in spite of all the hundreds of millions of people he's helped because he benefited at the same time. He shifted to charity. Suddenly he's a good guy. I mean, he's going to do good with his charity, and he's a smart guy, as you said. He's going to apply it well. But he is going to do a lot less good. And my complaint is not that he's doing the charity, is that we as a society value not the creation, not the building, not the accumulation of wealth, which is what America is really about. What we value is the charity. Yeah, it's going to have good impact, but is that what's important? Is that what's uniquely American? Is that what freedom actually leads to? No, that's a side issue. Charity's fine, but not the source of virtue. The source of virtue is the creation and the building.
You recently went to an awards ceremony where they're giving people a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Businessmen, right? And they read these long bios. And those bios, they dedicate 1 minute to their business achievements, 9 minutes to their philanthropy, their community service. What a perversion, a moral perversion. The benefit that these businesses have provided, if you will, their communities, but also their own lives and their families, the reason they should feel proud, the reason they should feel good about their lives, the self-esteem, the happiness they generate from life comes from their work. Yeah, the philanthropy is fine. It should be 1 minute. I'm not saying ignore it. Put the 1 minute, but give us 9 minutes for their business achievement, for the effort, for the work, for the struggle. I mean, business is not easy. It's a struggle that they put into. That's what they should be getting the awards. That's what they should be getting the accolades for.
When I interviewed Ted Turner, I asked him about other billionaires who he thought were cheap, charity, and he said there were people he thought should give more. Here's his answer.
Warren Buffett. He's a wonderful guy, and he's going to give all his money away when he dies. But he could live another 20 or 30 years. He should give some away now.
So you would argue that, hey, he's a good investor. He's creating wealth by enlarging Berkshire Hathaway?
Absolutely. He's one of the most phenomenal investors, despite the fact that I disagree with everything he stands for politically. He's a phenomenal investor, and he should be investing. He's creating real wealth. He's creating wealth for himself, for his shareholders. He should get all the congratulations for a job well done, whether he gives a dime of it to charity or not.
Right, well, that's not happening. Instead, he and Bill Gates launched this giving pledge, where in his case, at least he's saying, you know, give it when you die. I'll keep working when I'm alive. And 92 billionaires have pledged to give away at least 50% of their wealth.
See, I'm not concerned about that. What I'm concerned about is the motivation. It strikes me again, goes back to this awards ceremony. It's the guilt businessmen feel that I think is an enormous injustice. It's wrong for businessmen to feel guilty about their success, about the wealth creation, and feel like they need to give back as if they took something away from anybody. I hate that term. So it's the way Bill Gates and Warren Buffett guilted these billionaires into giving the money that I find objectionable, not the fact that they're giving it.
Let's talk about some of these guilty businessmen, though. They've been calling them robber barons.
Yes.
Rockefeller, he had an oil monopoly. He got so rich. What an evil guy.
The richest man probably in American history, richer than Bill Gates.
It's just a smear.
This is the guy who gave us light. The life of an American before Rockefeller established his so-called monopoly consisted of daylights, and then you went to sleep because there was nothing to do at night. Whale oil, which was what we used for lighting, was so expensive most Americans couldn't afford it. By establishing economies of scale, lowering the price, the exact opposite of what people believe monopolies would do.
Lowering
the price of
kerosene at the time.
And then you got light. And people actually, they extended. Think of the benefit to humanity, the benefit people got, individual Americans got from Rockefeller's monopoly, and yet he's portrayed as this evil monster. You know, we wouldn't have...
He may have even saved the whales because we didn't need the whale oil anymore.
The whaling industry was destroyed by kerosene. And, of course, he made the internal combustion engine possible because by the time that came about and the automobile came about, oil was so cheap because of Rockefeller and people like him that it was now economical to have automobiles.
Would it align with Ayn Rand's objectivist philosophy to donate to a charity that also aligns with your own rational self-interest?
Absolutely. Ayn Rand certainly wasn't against charity. She actually gave charity, but she gave to causes she believed in that aligned, as you said, with her own self-interest.
But doesn't everybody?
No, because it's not really in your long-term self-interest. It doesn't promote your life to reduce unearned guilt. What you should do is get rid of that guilt. It's unearned. You don't deserve it. So when we guilt businessmen into giving, it's not in their self-interest.